Hi and hello, welcome to online biology class because of Ideal Others Educational Institution and the I am Sadish Kumar going to take down the class unit number 19 Origin and Evolution of Life. So this is the last topic of Origin and Evolution of Life biology portion 10th standard. So the last topic of this unit ethnobotany. So from that heading itself we are getting the meaning of the ethnobotany. So ethnobotany is nothing but we can done some kind of medicine in the form of a traditional method of plants and a traditional method of knowledge and traditional culture of local people using the olden days of treating various kinds of diseases by means of using the plants is called an ethnobotany. From that itself we can understand and we can recall what are the traditional system of medicine, then how the ethnobotany is originated from the world, then what are the importance of ethnobotany. All these things are seen about today's topic. And the ethnobotany is a study of region of plants, their practical uses through the traditional knowledge of local culture people. It is a 2 mark question. Define ethnobotany. So the study of regional plants. So each and every type of region they have some kind of particular type of the plants and their practical uses. That means what are the medicinal uses? What are the some of the plant they are having a root is a medicinal value, some of the plant fruit is a medicinal value, some of the plant leaf is a medicinal value, depending upon the practical uses through the traditional knowledges. So then still now we know very well the Siddha, it is the oldest medicine of the world, but still now we cannot be identified what are the plants, what are the uses, then how they are treating the diseases, because all these things they are only in the form of the knowledge, they are not in the form of printed books or not sharing the knowledge. By means of all these things, the olden system or traditional system of medicine is eliminated from the world, but the ethnobotany they are recalling the study of region of plants and their practical uses through the traditional knowledge of local culture people. It is a 2 mark question. And second one, the term ethnobotany, book back question. The term ethnobotany was coined by J.W. Harsberger in the year of 1895, including the study of the plants through this primitive and original peoples. So primitive, that means those people they are always depending upon the plants, or they are in the form of wildlife habitats. They are having using the traditional system of medicine. Then aboriginal people, that means they are in the form of rural, and by the same time they are depending upon the forest resources, that is called an aboriginal peoples. Through this discipline has existed for these ages, ethnobotany is emerged in the distinct academic branches of natural science in the 20th century. So nowadays, the blending of types of diseases are originated by highly adapted organism, which is caused by bacteria, fungi, protozoan, and some kind of viruses. They are not treated with allopathy or any type of English medicine. So all these things are controlled by only plant and plant oriented product and plant based medicinal system. So from that 20th century itself, it is academic branch of natural science which is added by the ethnobotany. And the aspect of ethnobotany, so ethnobotany has the relevance with the problems of nutrition, health care, and life supporter system, faith in plants, the cottage industries, economical employment, the conversion of biological diversity, and sustainable use for the plant resources. So they are having a various advantages in the field of nutrition. So nowadays we are facing the problem with the vitamin oriented problems, protein variant oriented problems. So all these things are balanced by means of the ethnobotany, health care and a life supporting system. So we are modern days we are using with highly fast food, then they are causing some kind of problem in our body and the lifespans, the aging of age attending of the girls. So everything is affected with this inorganic substance. By the same time, the methanobotany, which is inducing the health care and the support of life. Then faith in the plants. So the plant is a natural oriented product, so there is no harmful in the human body. Then cottage industries, the various types of industries, they are depending upon the plants. And the economical implement, the various types of plant we are seeing about that sandalwood, then all these things is a highly commercial and they have a good amount of sources. And conservation of biodiversity, so the variety and variation of living organism is biodiversity. So India is the largest source of that biodiversity. We are having a various numbers of hotspot center from India. Then we are conserving this biodiversity and sustainable uses of plant resources. Then plenty of plant species are available, and each and every type of plant species are produced with various types of disease and controlling various types of disease and the effect of the diseases. And importance of ethnobotany, another 2 mark question. It provides the traditional uses of plant. Traditional uses we know very well. The neem, it is a well known medicinal plant, killing with all types of germs. And we are known about the turmeric, they are always killing with various types of bacteria and viruses. Using with dulci, what is the uses of that dulci? They are preventing the cold and cough and fever. So we can know about the traditional uses of plants and give the information about certain known and unknown useful plants. So each and every day we are seeing about the plenty of plants, but we don't know what are the plants are useful, what are the plants are harmful, then what are the plant we are used for medicine, and what are the plant we are going to use for food. All these things we are known by means of the ethnobotany. And last one, so the ethnobotanical data will be serve as useful sources and information of chemist and pharmacologist and participants the herbal medicines. So the chemist and pharmacologist, they are finding out the ethnobotanical substances. So ethnobotanical substance is nothing but they are extracting the secondary metabolites of each and every type of the plant. We know very well, we are buying or we are brought about any type of medicine, you can see the description they are given: alkaloids, flavonoids, terpenoids, calcium, metals, like that various types of components are printed in this drug bottles. We will see all these things are extracted from the plant. If they are given the symbol with the green color, it is a best example of the product which is originated with the herbal plants. So all these things are done by means of chemist and pharmacologist. Then the tribal communities utilize the ethnomedicinal plants parts like bark, stem, root, leaves, flower, bud, flower, fruits, seeds, oil, resins, dyes, gums of the treatment of disease like diarrhea, fever, headache, diabetes, jaundice, snake bites, leprosy, etc. So we know very well olden days the people they are using that various types of plant and plant part to treating with the various types of diseases. The best example nowadays, the plenty of medicines are available for jaundice, which is caused by hepatitis A and hepatitis B virus. But still now the people are using with the traditional system of knowledge in Tamil, Kila Nelli. So that is a very useful plant. They are extracting that leaf extract. It is within a one time medicine. It is cured within a week or within a month. But we are treating with the allopathy medicine. It will be take several months, or we are admitted in the hospital. And by the same time, we will see about Sirigurunjan. Then Syria Nangai, these are the plant, they are treating with the snake bite and sugar, treatment of sugar. So all these things are done by various communities of people and various community of countries. They are utilizing that plant and plant oriented product. And next one we are seeing about the astrobiology. The astrobiology is otherwise called an exobiology. So astrobiology, that means studying about the space and space oriented things, that is called an astrobiology or exobiology. Then are we alone with this universe? So universe is the world which is covered with various types of component, living component and non-living component. If our answer is no, when how do we detect the existence of the life of the space? The astrobiology and exobiology is a science which looks the presence of extraterrestrial life of universe. So extraterrestrial life, so we are depending upon all these things: oxygen, hydrogen, helium, sunlight, water, air, soil, land. All these things are in the form of extraterrestrial life of the universe. and the astrobiology deals with the origin and the evolution of distribution of life in the universe and investigate the possibilities of life other world. And then this is the extraterrestrial images we can compare from the earth, which consists of all these things. By the same time in the Mars or all other things, they does not having all the component. So from this out of this earth we cannot be survive with the world with this space, because of the reason absence of air, absence of water, absence of gravity, all these things which is not available from the extraterrestrial space. So we cannot be live for all these things. Then the major concept of astrobiology is a habitable zone. The theory explains that any planet can support the existence of life. It is a fulfill two important criteria, you know very well. So the two important criteria, the planet which have the two important criteria, then only they have the habitable zone. Habitable zone is nothing but they are having a facility, or they are having a character, the living this organism. Then it must be a right mass and remain this retain an atmosphere. So that is a habitable zone. The too hot or not too cold, in between those things, there is a just right between the normal cold and normal heat, that is called an habitable zone. And it must have an orbit at just a right distance from the star sun, that allow a liquid water to exist. Thus the distance need to these neither too hot or too cold, and often referred as a Goldilocks zone of life. The Goldilocks zone of life is an one mark question. Then this is the diagrammatic representation of Goldilocks zone from the sun and the polar region, in between that presence of the mother earth. So they are having all these things and the presence of the world, and we are living from the mother earth. And next one, our solar system, Earth is only a planet of Goldilocks zone. One more question, which is a Goldilocks zone, that is a Earth. Since this zone is varies at the time as the star evolves, we know that Mars have also been habitable. The life of Mars are likely to be creates is we find the extreme environments on Earth. So from comparing to this Earth, and we are having all these things, a little bit of things which is available on this Mars. And the organism which live in this extreme environmental condition on the earth are called extremophiles. Though that is extreme environment, too cold or too hot, from that condition itself some of the organisms are available. So thus within our own solar system there are many areas that are different from the earth, where it is portable to find the presence of life with a similar extremophilus bacteria. We can see about that some of the hot region or lava region, some of the bacteria are living. So that is called an extremophilic organism. Extremophilic is a bacteria. So this is a extremophilic region which consists of too cold and too hot. And next one, the more to know question, NASA, we know very well NASA, which is available in USA. They're developing a Mars, the 2020 astrobiology, to investigate the astrobiologically even relevant ancient environment on the Mars. It is the surface of geological process and possibilities of the past life on Mars, and preservation and biosignatures with the accessibility of geological materials. So the NASA have planned to visit the Mars in 2020 and investigate the various astrobiological event and biological event and preservation which is available on this Mars. And thank you very much. So up to this we are successfully completed unit number 19. From next class itself we are seeing about unit number 20. And thank you very much. I'm Sadish Kumar from Biological Science Department. If you like this video, please comment and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.